Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. I know that some of you probably cannot believe it, but we are finally back in the Desert Adventure Park, and today we'll be adding a new habitat to this zoo. And the new habitat will be for the African wild dogs. The animals that I absolutely love and I am beyond excited to build for, because I still haven't get the chance to build for them on YouTube. So finally we'll add the wild dogs to one of the zoos, and I hope you guys will enjoy their enclosure. So, if you are new here, if you are new to the channel, because so many new people joined recently and you haven't got the chance to see any of the videos from this zoo, let me quickly describe what it is about. So, as you guys know, my flagship series is the Elm Hill City Zoo, but I obviously wanted to start another zoo at some point, and I did, and I knew that I wanted to have it in totally different biome. That's why I went for a desert zoo. Also at this time I've been to Dubai and I visited the Dubai Safari Park, which this park is inspired by. This is also a zoo located in the desert, and it is divided into different villages from different continents, different regions. So we are doing something like that in here as well. We are right now building an African village. It is half done. We already have a lot of animals in here, but we still have so many to add. In my previous episode that I will link down in the description and on the screen right now, you can see the tour around all the things that we've built in this park. So definitely check it out if you'd like to see what this zoo is all about. But yeah, this zoo had a break because none of the new animals from the recent DLCs, I mean the Wetlands Pack or the Conservation Pack, were perfectly suitable for the zoo and for the section that I am building it right now. We will still add probably the Nile Lechway, and we will still add the Scimitar Horn Oryx in here, but not now. Right now we are focusing on the animals that I had planned. So today we are building, as I told you guys, for the African wild dogs. If you've watched my Amur Leopard enclosure from the Elm Hill City Zoo, the most recent video from Planet Zoo, you probably remember that I told you guys that there will be a lot of new content coming, but unfortunately, as you guys can see, I was absent for a bit, and this is because I had sort of an creative block. The creative juices weren't flowing at all. I promised you guys that the Desert Adventure Park will make a big comeback, and that's why we are here right now. And I knew that I wanted to build for the African wild dogs in this section that we are building right now. But to be honest, I was launching the game. I was staring at this point where I was meant to build this habitat, and I didn't have an idea what I want to do, how I want to do it. I just didn't know where to start. So this is probably a case of a severe creative block. So to be honest, it was for a couple of evenings where I just launched the game, stared at the zoo for a while, and then just quit it and watch some series, watch some TV or something, and didn't play at all. But actually this break from Planet Zoo sort of helped. It always helps with being more creative and stuff. So after several days I went back to the game, and I looked at some reference pictures. I looked at the photos from this zoo that the zoo is inspired by, from the Dubai, and I started to build. I just trusted the process, and in the end I am very very happy with what I created. Also what helped me a lot was watching again a video by Zoof and Leader. They did the African wild dog habitat a couple months ago, and it is one of the best habitats I've seen in Planet Zoo. Super inspiring, super detailed. My builds will probably never be on this level because I can imagine how much time it must have taken to build something like that. So, you know, I don't want to upload one video a month or something, but it is so amazing. So if you guys haven't got the chance to see that, I'll definitely link it down in the description. So you just go and check it out. So yeah, this video really helped. Looking at different, you know, habitats really helped, and yeah, that's how I was able to come up with something that I think that in the end is quite nice. Also, as I told you guys many times already, I am a total dog person. I love dogs so much, and I am always super happy when I can build a habitat for dogs in Planet Zoo. Like, don't get me wrong, I still like cats, but I own a dog. I always owned a dog. We had dogs in my family when I was a child, and I have my own dog right now. So yeah, I am a total dog person. I just love them. I've built so much for cats lately on Planet Zoo on YouTube. I mean, we have this wild cat house, so it was a nice change to finally build for a dog. And the African wild dogs might be one of my favorites when it comes to the canids in the game. I mean, they are definitely in top 3 with the fennec foxes and arctic foxes. I love those guys so much, and the wild dogs are really beautiful creatures, both in the game and in the real life, and they are really social. I love their colors, and they also sort of remind me of my own dog, like not in a shape by any way, because I own a dachshund or a sausage dog or a wiener dog or a doxy, however you want to call it, the long-haired one, so not in the shape by any means, but actually in a color, because I owned a dapple dachshund or a tricolor dachshund, however you want to call it, which means it has this like unique pattern of different colors of the different patches. So mine is actually black, gray and brown. There are so many variations of dapple dachshund and dapple dogs in general, but yeah, I own the one that is black, gray and brown, and it actually sort of reminds me of the wild dogs because they are also in that colors. I will add a photo of my dog on the screen right now so you guys can see what I am talking about. Her name is Jackie and she's very friendly, so I am sure that she'll be super happy to meet you all. So yeah, you can say that I own a miniature version of the wild dog in my house. So, as you guys could see, I actually started this video with using a lot of things that we already had made in this park. So, I want to make this African village very cohesive with, you know, the same fences, with the same shading structures and so on. We are building on a desert, so it's really important to give the guests somewhere to hide from the shadows. And we are using this like fudge African theme from the very beginning. It is heavily inspired by the Dubai Safari Park, so I of course decided to go on with that idea. So I used the modes that we already had. I just copied them over, I adjusted them for this habitat, and I also used those shading structures that we had here. Then I copied over the fence that I did for the chimpanzees. So if you like to see how I made them in the chimpanzee video. Those are just, you know, created from the mesh pieces and a lot of those beams from the Euro pack, and I sort of make them a bit lower because, you know, we don't need such a high fence for a wild dog as we will probably need for a chimpanzee or a gorilla. After that, I actually showed you guys how I do my own custom rock background, rock wall. I already showed you guys, it's like I think 2 times in the Elm Hill City Zoo, but I still get some questions how I do it, and I still haven't got the chance to do it here in the zoo, so I decided to you know, show you quickly how to do a rock wall like this. This is totally inspired by what I saw in one of the Leaves video. He's an amazing content creator in Planet Zoo. He has such an amazing ideas, and this wall was something that he showed in one of his videos, and I sort of stole that from him, but I'm sure that he doesn't mind. He's a lovely person, so yeah, this is totally inspired by him. I decided to add some plants to this wall to make it look a bit more like not so perfect, you know, to add some texture, some dimensions to it, and so on. Then I decided to add some height variations to this habitat to make it look a bit more interesting, and I actually wanted to build like those really small like cliffs or something like this, like sharp edges of the terrain, and I saw some people using those temple pieces to do something like that, so I also decided to do it, and in the end I am so in love how it looks. I think I'll be using it more and more and in my future habitats, because it actually looks so natural with the foliage and the rocks that I will add later. So yeah, this is probably my favorite part of the entire enclosure. After that, I added some trees to this habitat to give those animals a bit of a shade from the scorching sun that is probably on this desert. And then I started to add smaller plants, and the new plants added with the conservation pack are so beyond useful and look so perfect in this biome, in this zoo, in this vibe that I'm going for, that I am so beyond happy that they were added. I am sort of, you know, tempted to add them also to the habitat that we already built, but they're actually a bit, you know, a lot of them, so I'm not sure that I will do it. But for example, the dry green grass is just perfect for the desert biome. Those salt dwarf plants or bushes or something I also like wonderful. So yeah, I think that the foliage, the new foliage, looks just amazing in here, and I sort of wanted to make this habitat look a bit like a typical African savanna. So I wanted to have here a lot of grass, a lot of like those, you know, dry meadows or something like that. So you know, mixing those different plants that I normally use in here in the zoo and adding those new ones, I think that the finished like product looks so amazing. So yeah, I am very like happy with the foliage that I added to this habitat, and I think that it looks so amazing by the end. I won't include all of the footage of adding the foliage to this habitat because this video would be so long. It was actually quite a lot of work to add all those small plants to this huge habitat. But yeah, I am sure that you guys will be able to figure out how I did it. I just did the same thing that I did when I started in here. I also this time showed you how I do this my small custom like rock pile, like you know, using those small fall rocks, because I also got some questions how I do this, so I decided to, you know, show you. Those look so much more like, I love the aquatic rocks, those pile of the aquatic rocks, but I think that those rocks look so beyond amazing when you sink them a bit into the ground. You can add them, you know, to sort of make boundaries of your foliage, or you can just randomly place them somewhere in your habitat, and it looks so amazing and so natural. You normally have a lot of those small you know, rocks, pebbles and stuff like that in the enclosures, in zoos and stuff. So after I'll be done with showing guys how I add foliage and small rocks to this habitat, I will also add some details to it. I mean, for example, some branches, some dead trees, my own custom dead trees that I did. You can download them from the Steam, and you know, different small things. Also some enrichment items, a food tray, water pipe and stuff like that, the stuff that you need for the animals. So this is what you'll see in a second. I am actually super happy that we are back in the zoo. I've missed it so much, and I actually love building in here. And this is because it is a bit easier for me to build here, because, you know, we are going for this like cohesive style of the same fences, the same, I don't know, shading structures, the same everything. And we want to make those villages look extremely like cohesive, like it was a, you know, one village with the same types of building fences and all of those stuff, so I don't have to, you know, look for inspirations for those things. I don't have to recreate anything or just think of those things. They are just there because I already did them. And also when it comes to the habitats, I know what plants work for it, so I know more or less how I want them to be like positioned. So it's normally a bit more like quicker for me to build here than in the Elm Hill City Zoo, where we are building this, you know, city zoo where the habitats are not maybe in the same style. They are a bit different. They are, you know, based on the different habitats from different zoos around the world. So every time we need to build another fence, another shelter, another, you know, viewing platforms, galleries and stuff like that. So this zoo is a bit easier for me, and also I enjoy it so much because I love African animals and we are currently building for them. So I am very happy. There are still so many that I didn't have a chance to add on YouTube. So yeah, I am very happy with this series, and I cannot wait to build more in here, and you will for sure see more videos from here in the near future. And when it comes to the near future, we are actually so close to hitting 10,000 subscribers, which I still cannot believe how fast the channel is growing lately. So thank you guys so much for this. If you are new here, I appreciate you so much, and if you are watching and still didn't hit that subscribe button, please consider to do so, because this will help me out a lot. So in the near future we'll also do some sort of celebration for 10,000 subscribers. This is such a huge milestone for this channel, and I for sure want to celebrate it somehow. And as I told you guys in my last Elm Hill City Zoo video, we will do a poll on that, what you like to see for you know, the celebration, what kind of video will you like to see. I saw so many people like commenting that they would like to see a habitat for giraffe in the Elm Hill City Zoo, and if it wins, then for sure that we will build for a giraffe. This will be so exciting. So yeah, I will do the poll probably very soon, so have an eye, like keep an eye on it on my social tab on YouTube. There will be a poll with 3 or 4 different you know, video ideas, so for you to choose. And of course the one that will get the most votes from you guys, it will be the one that I will do. But coming back to the video, soon you'll see me building a shelter for the African wild dogs, and I decided to use the design of the walls that we already created for the African reptile house, where the walls had like those colorful stripes and you guys really liked them, so I decided to repeat that here. Of course I will do a detailed interior, I mean the night quarters and stuff like that, but I will do it all off the camera, so you'll be able to see it all in the cinematics by the end of the video. Right now I will only show you how I do the outside part of the shelter, also how I do like this passage between the habitat and the shelter. I mean, this is like sort of a tunnel, mesh tunnel for them, and I will also show you how we'll be doing those sliding doors that the keepers will be able to use, like close and open for the animals to be you know, closed inside of the shelter. I'll also do those inside to separate those animals like between the different night quarters. You will see it all in the cinematics and it will make sense. But yeah, in the end I really like this shelter. I think it's really detailed, really nice, and it looks so good. I am still amazed with the backstage props that we were given with the conservation pack. They look so good and so, you know, beyond like fit inside of those shelters. So I am very happy that they were finally added. After that we'll also do a holding pen, like a pen that could be potentially used by the keepers to separate those animals or to close them in there when the habitat needs to be maintained. We need to remember that those animals are considered dangerous dangerous. I mean, probably most of the dogs that are in the zoos, they are tamed, so they are used to humans. They allow them to pet them and so on, but we still need to remember that they have this wild nature. So if they, for example, get spooked or something will like unexpectedly happen, that it can, you know, become aggressive or something. So this is what the keepers need to remember, and that's why all of the habitats for animals like this have those separation like spaces where the animals can be closed. So that's why we of course added it to be realistic. I actually had some problems how to do like an entrance to it, so I decided, so you'll see it later in the video, I decided to, you know, add this like arch of the faux rocks to use it as an entrance to the holding pen, and then add some mesh pieces to make a gate, and I think it looks really cool. Like it is the first time that I'm using something like this, and I am very happy with how I was able to figure out, because I for a second had a big problem like how I do it, and then this came into my mind and I was very proud of myself. By the end, I will also do sort of like an airlock for the main gate to the habitat. I mean, the keepers need to be, careful when they are opening the gate so that the dogs will not jump out. So firstly, they should have like a first door that they open, then they close them, and then they open an actual door from the habitats just for safety precautions. So yeah, I decided to build something like that. I also didn't include, decorating the holding pen. You will see how I did it in the cinematics by the end of this video. This is just the same foliage, the same things that we did in the main habitat, so I am sure you guys will be able to see how I actually did it. What I also wanted to talk with you guys about are the official Planet Zoo streams. They happen every Tuesday and they are amazing. So if you guys are not watching those, definitely try to give it a go, because they are so amazing. We have so much fun in those. I mean, I try to be always there whenever I can. So if you can always say hi to me in the chat, in the stream, I will always reply to those messages. And yeah, I feel that lately Planet Zoo really upped their game with those streams. I mean, they are more and more often like inviting people from working in real life zoos. Like we had this smaller zoo from Scotland some time ago when the conservation park was released. And on the day that I actually am recording this voiceover, we had a new stream, and it was a Pride stream where they were collecting money for the RZSS, which is an organization in Scotland that helps endangered animals, help with conservation and stuff. So we had a live stream with a guy from Edinburgh Zoo, and they were talking about the LGBTQ behaviors in animals, and it was so interesting to hear about. Like, I knew about the penguins, that they often form those same-sex couples, but I totally didn't have an idea, for example, that the koalas do it as well. Yeah, very interesting stream, and also the guy from the Edinburgh Zoo had so many different interesting facts about animals and about zoos in general, like about the conservation and about how the zoos exchange the animals between each other in Europe, for example, and it was so beyond like interesting to hear. So I am so waiting for more of those streams, and if you guys would like to join them, definitely do so, because I learned so much only in this today's stream. And also it's so nice to see that they were actually able to collect a nice amount of money for this organization. I also donated, so if there will be more donations informations if there will be more of those streams. You guys should definitely join because they are just so much fun. Okay, so let me give you guys some fun facts about the African wild dogs because they are very interesting animals and I would like to share with you guys some, facts about them. Actually, in Poland we call them likaony. Likaon, one single is likaon, which is actually using the Latin name, which is quite interesting. But yeah, in English you call them African wild dogs or wild dogs, I think. So yeah, really cool animals. African wild dogs are incredibly social animals. They form strong bonds, showing care and support to pack members who may be ill or weak. Their intelligent communication helps them through all walks of life, whether it's hunting for food, understanding family, or locating safety. Once mature, males stay with their original pack while females generally seek a new group, which is quite interesting because the males are normally the ones who leave the herd, the group, or the pack or something. So here there are the females who do that. As nomadic species, African wild dogs have huge territories with packs in the Serengeti holding an estimated territory range of 900 square miles each. African wild dogs packs have an 80% success rate when hunting thanks to their high levels of communication, and this is one of the highest success rates when hunting in all of the animals, I mean carnivores. African wild dogs generally live up to age of 11 when living in the wild. They also have incredible hearing with the muscles allowing its large rounded ears to swivel. They use the abandoned underground warthog and porcupine dens to give birth in. And the pups are given a priority over dominant pack members for feeding. Unfortunately, the African wild dog is considered endangered, and this is primarily due to habitat fragmentation, transmission of diseases from the domestic animals, and also killing them by the farmers who protect their livestock. Okay guys, this is all that I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please consider to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This would really help my channel out. If you enjoyed the video, also consider to give it a big thumbs up down below. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And of course, comment down below if you enjoyed the video or if you just love the dogs as much as I do. Or if you are excited for the, big comeback of the Desert Adventure Park. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!